Hello again, math students. We are going to be solving some more equations from story problems, which I know is probably almost your favorite thing in the whole wide world, right after fractions, I think. So today, the translations are a little bit more difficult, but we have all of the same kinds of important words that you need to know. So in this one, when I'm saying 6 more than 5 times a number is the same as 9 less than twice the number, notice I said the number in there twice because I'm going to have variables on both sides of my equal sign. The example problems that you had from yesterday, we did day 1 examples yesterday. Today we're doing day 2 examples. So if you have that sheet, great, you can just write these right down on that. If not, you can just write these translations down on a piece of paper and solve it that way. So for this one, when we say 6 more than 5 times a number, so 6 more than 5 times a number is the same as, that's the same as just saying is, equals 9 less than twice the number. So in this one, I purposely left the 6 more than first, so I did 6 plus. But here, remember, just like yesterday, I said less than is the tricky one. I can't just do 9 minus. I know it's subtraction, but I have to start with twice the number, which would be 2n, and I want 9 less than that. I want to take away 9. So again, you guys should be good at solving these equations. I'm going to do a keep, change right there, but I'm going to subtract the 2n because it's smaller. And it would help if I would line it up where it's supposed to go, wouldn't it? So let's subtract the 2n here. So I have 6 plus 3n equals negative 9. And then I would subtract the positive 6 to get rid of it. And I get the 3n equals negative 15 and divide by 3. So I will have that n is negative 5. Second example, we've got 3 less than 11 times the number is the same as the number decreased by 13. Find the number. So 3 less than 11 times the number. Again, 3 less than is going to mean minus 3 at the end of this side. So I have 11 times the number, and I want 3 less than that. Is the same as the number n decreased by 13, just means subtract 13. I would sneak a 1 in front of that. I would change my subtractions into keep, change, or adding the opposite. Now I'm going to subtract 1n from both sides. So I have 10n plus negative 3 equals negative 13. So I would add 3 to both sides. 10n equals negative 10. And n is negative 1. If I'm going too fast on these, feel free to pause the video, work through yourself if you want to. For example 3, 1 more than 3 times the number is the same as 5 times the number decreased by 15. If I were you, I would pause the video right here and see if you could get this one translated all by yourself. If I want 1 more than 3 times the number, I could do 1 plus 3n or 3n plus 1. It really doesn't matter which order I have there. It is the same as 5 times the number decreased by 15. I hope that you were able to get that translated all right. I'm going to change my subtraction, and then I want to move my smaller variable. So I've got that 1 equals 2n plus a negative 15. And then to get rid of that negative 15, I would use a positive 15, which gives me 16 equals 2n. So n is 8. For the fourth one, 8 times the number plus 3 times the number is the same as 9 more than 12 times the number. So 8 times the number, that's just 8n, plus 3 times the number. So instead of just telling you 11 times the number, they're asking you to do this, and you'll have to combine those, is the same as 9 more than 12 times the number. 9 more than 12 times the number. So over here, those match, 11n. This is one of those problems where typically I would say, let's move the smaller variable. But in this case, if I would move this smaller variable right there, I would have nothing left on that side. We've done that. I've shown you that you get a 0 right there. It all works out fine if you're careful. But if I don't have anything left on that side, I'm going to need to take a step anyway to move something to that side. So I would just move the 12n. So I'm going to get negative 1n equals positive 9. And then n is going to be negative 9. For number 5, 12 less than a number is the same as 6 decreased by 8 times the number. So 12 less than a number, again, that tricky subtraction means a number, and I'm going to take away 12. That's 12 less than that number, is the same as 6 decreased by minus 8 times the number. And we want to find the number. So I would always change my subtractions, and then I'm going to look at my variables and say which one's smaller, positive 1n or negative 8n. Negative 8 smaller. So I would add 8n. Gives me 9n. And then we're going to add the 12. And n is 2. One more example problem. 10 increased by 6 times a number is the same as 4 less than 4 times a number. All right, 10 increased by 6 times a number, that part is just 10 plus 6n, is the same as 4 less than 4 times the number. Again, tricky subtraction, so I need 4 times the number, and I need 4 less than that. So let's change our subtraction, and then I just want to move my smaller variable. 10 plus 2n equals negative 4. When I subtract my 10, I would do a keep, change. So I get that 2n equals negative 14. And then when I divide by 2, n is going to be equal to negative 7. So today didn't even really have any actual story problems, but it's a lot of translations again. Today's worksheet, just like yesterday, it has more problems than what you need to do. So I'm going to ask you to do 10 of the problems from the Books Never Written worksheet. The answer key is there, just like the last lesson. I'm going to say I have the equations and I have the answers, but I didn't have space to reasonably show my work so you could check it anyway or that you'd be able to read it. So if you have any troubles with solving the equations, let me know and I'm happy to help you. But go ahead and do 10 of the problems. You can look at the riddle answer if you need to. And then make sure that you do your learning check in Schoology when you're all done. And let me know if you need any help.